folks, this is Greg with Best Choice Trailers. Today I'm going to take you for a walk around a Load Trail DT10. Shown here is a 6 foot by 12 foot, 90 pound GVW dump trailer. This particular dump trailer can be pulled by most large half-ton trucks. Certainly a very common size. I'm out here at our Pittsburgh location today. These 6 wads are very common out here when you get into tighter city streets and whatnot. Also, the 9990 GVW is very nice for guys that are just shy of that combo tag mark. Some guys have different reasons, but the 9990, very common weight rating trailer. Now, this is the heaviest of our 9,900 pound trailers that we offer. Let me take you around and show you all the standard features on this. Now, it does have a few additional options, but again, most things you see here are going to be standard. Starting out up front, it's got an adjustable cast coupler, not a stamp, so it's a little bit heavier duty up front. It's got an integrated chain holder. Comes with a 20-foot all-weather remote cord. It's long enough you can take it up to your truck. It's got a cold weather harness that's sealed. You generally notice when it's blue, it's generally a cold weather harness. This allows it to stay flexible down to negative temperatures. And then it's got the 7-pin plug that you would find on most trucks nowadays. If you're not familiar with the drop leg jacks, these are nice because you got grease zerks built in for serviceability. Simply pull the pin at the bottom and the inner drop leg is going to come out. Makes it to where you don't have to carry around a wood block. One 10-volt charger on these are standard equipment. Simply plug one 10-volt charger in there and go. Trailer is 232 protected, so they cover the whole trailer 2 years, structure 3 years, and then a 2-year roadside assist. Conveniently, they put the 1-800 number right on the trailer. It is equipped with a paddle lock. It is a lock. Some are not. This one here is locking. It's got the keys built in. Interstate Deep Cycle Marine Battery Standard KTI pump. Notice it is a power up, power down, as it's got a dual solenoid. Also, they put a gas shock on the toolbox, which makes it nice. The box can't open up all the way and create an issue to where there would be a pinch point to where it would get damaged. I have seen this with some other manufacturers, brands where the box can come all the way open. So this is an I-beam frame. It's a 6-inch, 12 foot-pound. So that frame goes front to back on the trailer. We'll lift the bed up and show you more of that in a second. So this one is equipped with the optional max side step. Fairly inexpensive option on these. Just gives you some traction to where you can get up and see what's going on in the bed, or use that to tie down a piece of equipment and whatnot. So this is equipped with a tarp kit. Tarp kit is a standard feature on this. It also has the sail bar. Sail bar makes it nice. Basically, that's a bar that goes side to side that simply allow you to grab onto that tarp a little bit easier, and you would simply walk that back to these channels at the back. Moving back up front, you'll notice this has an integrated keyway in the sides. It's not welded on. When it's integrated, that's nicer than the weld on sides. When it's welded on, you get acid rain and salt behind it, and it rusts out over time. This also gives you a lot of additional strength because it is formed in. That metal's been bent. Another detail, a lot of times if a manufacturer does this keyway in the side, generally it's the long sill. On this one, they go all 4 sides. They even take the time to miter the corners. So a lot of details go into this particular unit. Also notice the fender gussets, got the returns, taking it back to the dump bed frame, making it nice and strong. Protects your LED lights instead of being up top of the fender. This is equipped with Dexter 5,200 pound axles. These have the newer style never adjust brakes. It's also got the black cap on the end of the axle spindle. Behind the cap there would be a grease zert to where an average homeowner with some hand tools can service their own bearings. It's also equipped with the black mod wheels, brakes on both axles. And then it's got oversized Gladiator radial tires. It's a 235/80R16. Traditionally on a 6-lug 5,200 pound axle, this would be equipped with a 225/75/15. So on this, you've not only got 2 more plies, but 16-inch rubber, which is the same rubber on this as what would go in a 14K trailer. So you've got about 4,000 pound more tire capacity than what the trailer's rated for. Also gives you a little bit extra clearance at the back whenever you're dumping with that extra height. Notice this has the double broke tread plate fenders. It's got 2 brakes in the fender instead of 1, which gives some extra strength. The sides on this are also 2 foot. If you look around, most of the industry is going to be 18 to 20 inches. So this would be more what I'd consider a high side. It's not necessarily equipped with a 3 or 4 foot side, but again, the standard sides on this are a little taller. Now that said, with the taller sides, it also makes it nice. They allow you for stake pocket extensions. Generally, I don't like to see extensions more than the height of the sidewall. So with this, if a guy wanted to go 2 more additional feet, they allow you to do that with the pockets. Now there are also factory side extensions as well if you choose to do that. A lot of times we do have those in stock. Trailer's got undermount ramps that pull out from the rear. It's got hook bars that they would hook to. Notice it's got 3 markers at the back and then your stop turn tails, and then they put an extra set of markers on the outside for you. This unit's also equipped for skid steer jacks. Now it's prepped for jacks. If you want the jack stands, they are a little bit extra, but again, there is prep there, so pretty much any of these trailers you can get jack stands for and make it jack stand enabled, so nobody's got to be cutting and torching on a new trailer. So this is a 3-way gate. You got 3 options here. Many in this class are going to either be a barn door or maybe a 2-way. This one has the 3rd functionality. If you pull that pin, set the gauge, you can lay it down like a pickup gate. A 2-way gate, which is again pretty common, would mean that you can spread stone by setting that pin in the depth gauge there and pulling the handle. That'll allow you to spread like a dump truck. And then certainly you can also unlock the bar lock in the center there, pull the doors around to the side and latch them. That would be your barn door, which generally is going to be the most common. There's a couple nice features about Load Trail. On the gate, they do a little bit heavier gate than most, 2-inch gate, and then they also put the integrated stiffener all the way around on the back doors as well. That stiffens these up to where they're very strong. A lot of gates on that are going to have a lot of deflection. They also put the zerts on the door hinges. And then they also take and put caps on the top of each of their doors, so if you do the side extensions, you can do it on all 4 sides. Another nice feature we like about these, besides just having 2-foot sides, from the top of the wall to the center of the floor, this is all made out of 1 piece of 10-gauge steel. So if you've shopped in the industry for a 6-wide dump, what you're generally going to notice, many of these trailers are going to have a 10 or 11 gauge floor and then normally lighten to a 11 or 12 gauge wall. Sometimes I've even seen 14 gauge on the wall. So again, this is a higher side. It's got the integrated body stiffener, and then this is what I'd call a 2-piece bed. Now, besides just being made out of heavier steel, this also has a single piece weld down the center, which in my experience is preferential to having 2 side welds. And again, that is a full seam weld. Sometimes we see stitch welds. So the benefit to the single center would be in the corners is where generally we see mulch and debris and different things lay, and then they eat that corner out, and then it starts to kind of spread up the sidewall. We've seen this with manure and all kinds of different things on traded in trailers. We think this is a preferential way of doing it. Certainly makes it nice and heavy duty. Now, one other thing that we've seen on this that seems to be a little better than some of the traded in trailers is the parallel seam on the floor. When we've seen trailers stitched perpendicular to the trailer, generally we tend to see the floor gets warped more often, is our experience. So again, this having a parallel seam 2-piece, certainly a big deal in the longevity of the trailer. So a trailer like this is going to weigh in the low 3s. We'll just say roughly 3,300 pounds. It's going to give you about a legal payload of about 6,700 plus tongue weight. Tongue weight's carried by the truck, transferred via the ball. Generally, that weight tends to be about 15% or 1,500 pounds, or yeah, 15%, 1,500 pounds on this. It's going to put your net legal payload up around 8,000 pounds. So the main frame on this is a 6-inch, 12-foot-pound unibody frame. So notice front to back, it's all 1 I-beam. Notice they do put the gusset plates top, bottom, and middle on the frame. Again, these are Dexter axles. One of the features that makes this our heavier duty of our 6-wide dumps would be the scissor hoist you see there. Most are going to do a single, mainly 4-inch cylinder. Occasionally you'll see a 3 and sometimes a 5. This is a scissor hoist. It's a 5/16 scissor. It's actually the same size scissor as what you're going to see on a 14,000-pound dump trailer. So way more hoist than you would necessarily need on this size dump. Notice it does have the undermount ramps. Then one nice feature about this that we don't often see on a 10K trailer, this has a 6-inch tube bed frame. So if you look around, you're generally going to see anything from, some manufacturers have no bed frame. They'll take the sidewall down past the floor and form it in. Some will use a 3-inch or maybe a 4-inch bed frame. This is a 6. Certainly a heavy-duty trailer. This unit's also going to get about a 45-degree dump angle with the scissor hoist. And underneath on this, you're going to see channel cross members. They do 16-inch on center. And you see the different gusseting going across on the main frame. Do some extra gusset plates. Notice too, the scissor is actually made out of tube instead of an angle or channel. Very heavy duty setup. It's got grease zerks on the scissor. I believe on this there's about 5 or 6 grease zerks on it for serviceability. Folks, this is a Load Trail DT10 in a 6x12. They do make it in other sizes. You can get it in a 6x10. As shown here, 6x12, and then also the 7x12 would be fairly common on this as well. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220 or visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.